Yo, 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 what's up? If you're new to the channel, this is my 1993 Nissan 240SX convertible. It's got a manual swap and a lot of rust right here. I got the battery charging right now, but in the last video we took the motor apart. We changed out the head gasket and the head studs. We put it all back together. The car will die if you don't give it gas. I believe that's a vacuum leak because I did take off the intake manifold and the injectors, so I believe somewhere around there may be a vacuum leak. If you guys have a vacuum leak and you want to do a smoke test on it, you can buy one of these for less than 10 bucks at Harbor Freight. Essentially what you would do, it's just a hand pump, and you would put like a cigar right here, and when you pump it, the smoke would come out here. Fill it up with some smoke. I'm holding the throttle plate open. Now you can see as Summer's pumping it, all the smoke is coming from that first injector. If you look right here, it's not coming from any of the other injectors. You just pulled out the fuel rail and you can see how it was getting pinched right there. So I have an extra one which is not brand new, but it looks a lot better. And also I went to the store and I just replaced these little bolts right here because they were very difficult to get off. Like, look at this one right here. I still couldn't get it off because it's so damn stripped. So I just decided to go ahead, if it'll focus, decided to go ahead and change them out with these from Home Depot. It's like M5. Oh, you can't see it. Whatever, it's M5 by 0.8 by 16 millimeters. Alright, so these are the cushion seals that they sit on right here side by side, so you can see a little bit better how it's just, I think I messed it up because it wasn't doing that before I took the motor apart. But I have these two other ones, and these should seal a little bit better. But alright, so upon further inspection, this wasn't even plugged in. There we go. Alright, probably should have double checked that before turning the car on. Dude, that thing sounds so good. It's idling about 1,000. It sounds a lot quieter. I'm gonna go check for smoke in a minute. Alright, so I just drove the car for the first time since I fixed the head gasket, and one of the things I did not change out was one of these hoses down here because I could not find it. I think we're gonna switch to this style clamp instead of these. This hose right here is the one that was leaking, so we got to change that out. We're gonna put it back together. I put some water in there in the radiator. Unfortunately, I can't get it bled properly because I don't have the piece that goes on in here for the 240. Unfortunately, I cleaned up everything and I looked for it and I can't find it. So, alright, so the car is idling right about 900, and so far it hasn't got over operating temperature. So we'll see. By the way, I did not step on the gas. That was the car. So the car didn't sound the best. I took the spark plugs out, and you can see that the one for cylinder number 4 is just a little bit darker. I don't know if it's running richer. I took my borescope camera, I looked inside, and everything looked fine. Also, I broke the spark plug right here, but I ended up finding this probably off one of the other 240s I had. So let's get it back on. Alright, so I took off this mass airflow sensor. I'm going to clean it. I don't know if this is what's causing it to idle poorly, but I used to have a Nissan Altima, and I've used this before. And the Altima also had the K824 motor. It's different, but similar. She's idling pretty high, but she's been on for like 15 minutes. This is probably the best she sounded, so maybe my DIY cylinder head resurface worked. Alright, so it's a new day and a new problem. So the car is idling pretty high, around 2,000. It'll get up to about 3,000, and then it just won't come back down. And I seen a video where this guy had the same issue on his RB20. I know it's not the same motor, but it was this idle air control valve, one of the springs in it. So I think I want to just clean this one up. Alright, so this is the idle air control valve that comes stock on the twin cam 240SX. It looks a little bit dirty, but it kind of looks clean for the most part. I don't know how deep this needs to be in there, so I have to look that up. But I'm going to spray some MAF cleaner in there just to try. Alright, so I cleaned out the master airflow sensor, and I also cleaned out the idle air control valve, and it's still doing the same thing. I'm going to start looking at the throttle position sensor. So there's videos that go over this more in depth, but you can also find it on the full service manual. So this is the pinout that goes out. This is the plug that goes to the throttle position sensor. So that would be A, B, and C. We're going to put the red prong in there, and the negative, the black one, to the black prong to the negative, and it should read 5 volts. Alright, let me put this negative one here first. That way I don't have to touch it. And then yes, with my right hand I'm putting this one in. So it should read about 5 volts. Alright, so we know that the TPS is getting signal and that it's not the harness. Alright, so right here I'm going to go ahead and test the throttle position sensor. What I did was I went ahead and put a red lead on the second one, or red lead on the third one, black lead or clip on the second one, and it's measuring the resistance with the throttle body closed all the way. It should measure about 2 ohms, but right here, let me jiggle this so they don't touch. Whenever they touch, it gives me faulty reading. So it's like 2.41. So I'm probably gonna have to adjust that to get it down. But you kinda, with these alligator clips, they kinda suck, so I gotta like hold them open. Yeah, so I would have to adjust this with these screws right here. Alright, so now that we tested the TPS, in order to calibrate it, you're gonna have to stick some paper clips in here on 2 and 3, and you should end up getting 4.44 volts, which is not what we have. So we're gonna take an 8mm screw, 8mm, and go ahead and loosen these and adjust it accordingly. Alright, so I just looked over the full service manual. I was actually wrong. It wasn't 4.44, it's 0.44. So that is going to be too high. So also, if you are like doing this to follow along, it's gonna go in these 2 and 3. So it's not going to be the green wire. We're going to do something slightly different. It's actually been a couple months since my last video. I drove the car, but the idle is just way too sporadic and it's just terrible. You can't actually drive the car. I've changed out a lot of sensors and I'm kind of at a point where I think what I should, or where I messed up on this car, was deleting the EGR, because I deleted the EGR while it was apart, and maybe that's what's causing that. So we're gonna go pick up another motor and just take that whole like intake manifold assembly off, and yeah, and then if it still don't work, then we'll put in the other motor. Either way, we gotta keep the project going, and we gotta put a turbo on this 240 because it's been too long. And also, we need to get going with this project. I want to put a turbo on this GS 300 that I just bought, but I want to finish the 240 because I already have a complete kit. I don't want to start buying pieces for this turbo and not finish the last turbo. So I picked up another KA for 500 bucks. Unfortunately, it came with this automatic transmission, and that thing is so heavy. I was gonna get an engine hoist, but the guy is not answering now. So I'm gonna have my buddy Alex come over, and we're gonna try to just lift it up and put it on this tire, because I gotta give this truck back. I think this is where we're gonna end the video. On the next video, I'm gonna pull off this intake manifold off this spare motor I got right here, and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna just change out the motor and whatever, try to just keep it going. So thanks for watching, guys.